So we know that in our application, values can be null sometimes. Let's say we have a city which is of type string, and maybe the user is entering some values for the city, and it turns out that the city value is null. Sometimes the user may not enter the correct values, and can it can happen that the city is null. So city equals null. Now, if you try to, you can't do this in Kotlin because Kotlin, all the types are non-null by default. You cannot assign a value null to the city. But in your program, if you're receiving the value from the user, sometimes you may receive a null value, and you may have you need to print the length of the city. But since you receive null, it's going to throw a null pointer exception. So Kotlin has this operator called the safe operator. So if you say question mark next to string, it means that the value of city is of type string, and it can hold a null value. It means that you made the city from non-nullable to a nullable type. So city is now a nullable type. So there's no problem with assigning null to city here. See here that the error has changed, but I'm getting another error. Only safe or non-null asserted calls are allowed for a nullable receiver of type. So since city is now nullable, so Kotlin checks. So I'm calling the length on a city, but since city can be null, this would again cause a null pointer exception. So Kotlin expects you to add this safe operator. So what this will do is it's going to print the length of the city if city is not null, and if it is null, it is going to print null. Basically, if you did not have this safe operator, it would crash. The program would crash. So this is uh, this is a safe call. This is a safe call. And what if you wanted? What if you didn't want to print null? You wanted a default value. You can do that using the Elvis operator. So I'm going to say println so city safe operator length, and the Elvis operator is question mark colon, and say I can output a default value. So let's run this again, and you see that it's printing 0. So what's happening here is it first checks if city is null. If city is null, then it would print this default value. If city is not null, then it would print the length of the city. So let's comment this now. If I comment this, let's say city is not null and the value of city is city 1. So in this case, you see that both are printing 5. It's because city is not null, so it's going to print the length of the city. If it is null, it would print the default value. So this is called as the safe operator, and this is called as the Elvis operator. So this way we are able to catch the null pointer exceptions at compile time. Sometimes you may want to forcibly call length on the city even if the city is null. So this is called as a non-null assertion operator, and you run this, going to throw a null pointer exception because you are forcing this city length to be called on the city even though it's null, because this is going to force it. This non-null assertion operator is going to force it. So this is very bad, and you should try to avoid this non-null assertion operator. Instead, you should use the safe operator. So safe operator always checks if the value of city is null, and only if it is not null, it's going to call this length. And by using this Elvis operator, you can assign a default value if it is null, and you can also use this nullable type. So it is now city is of type string, but it's also a nullable type now. Basically, you're saying that the value of city can hold a null value.